got the lovely Diane Strand here, who is, in a way, responsible for what's going on right now, getting this channel going. Hi, Diane. I'm so glad to have you. Um, and I'm really glad that we can do this at all these odd hours across the planet in different ways. We're recording late right now, and I'm excited about it. Will you share a little bit about yourself?
Oh, well, thank you, Carol. It's an honor to be here, and I'm super excited. I love that you are getting your YouTube channel going, and I am pushing lots of love and power your way for this new restart that you're doing to come out. And, you know, who am I? I'm really all about the arts, is what I'm about. And because of the arts, I created a festival called DigiFest, which I believe you've won a Digi for last year, which congratulations. But this year at DigiFest, you stepped up on stage and stepped out, girlfriend. So that's amazing. You stepped up. And when somebody asked, what is something you're looking to do? You said start a YouTube channel, and then they, put on some guardrails around you, and here you are, you're doing the thing. So kudos to you. I'm really proud of you, and I think this is going to be an amazing thing for you to be able to talk about who you are and what you do, which is you really impact so many. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, DigiFest is incredible. And we won the Digi Award and the People's Choice Award for our Unleashed and Unstoppable podcast. And one of those was in conjunction with the amazing Justine Reese, who she also won an award this year. So I was so excited about that. And I'm so glad you're here. I want to ask you as a leader, like, what does leadership mean to you right now at this stage of your work and the things you do? Because what you do is incredible. You not only have a show on ABC, you have multi-million dollar businesses, are a business mentor and a consultant. And I mean, you play big, and the give back work you do is absolutely incredible.
Oh, well, thank you. I like to say that leadership does not get easier, it just gets more public.
Mm.
And I think I'm at that very public stage of leadership. I'm working on, really trying to have what we being myself and my husband, my partner in life and business, having it be um, a lasting impact that can go on without us. So, in that legacy phase, but yet still in that there's so much more to do phase of what it is. So, we are looking to find new ways to be able to impact and make a difference for others
Mm.
at the same time, trying to preserve it so we can bring others into the fold and they can take on some of the things that we built so they're going to have legs and be able to live long after Scott and I are, no longer in the day-to-day trenches of it. But it's a passion that has purpose that really opens up pathways of opportunities for so many. So it's an honor to be able to trailblaze a little bit.
Wow, I love that. It's so many of us don't even realize that we're leaders, and we have to start thinking in that way and talking about being in the legacy stage, and the passion that you still have to build the purpose and to find new legs. That's so incredibly impactful when I think through that lens. And so, what do you do when you feel pressure or uncertainty? And what helps you reset your nervous system and come back to clarity?
Well, I'm one who has to work hard on clarity. I do coach on it, and this is one of those things that is easier said than done. to find that clarity because I do have that entrepreneurial, shiny object brain, and I have a lot of different things that are going on. But my way to stay clear is to realize who I'm talking to and what it is that that person needs. And
Mhm.
if I come from that angle of service, then I know what it is that I do that can help them, that I don't have to fill the kitchen sink with everything because it will overwhelm them. And it really is true that somebody who's confused or doesn't understand, they just kind of don't do anything.
Mhm.
So I really try and stay focused on the arts and then figure out what tool from the arts would apply to this situation. And then I would start to see the other offers or opportunities, and it becomes very clear to me from there for somebody who can squirrel around a lot.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, the rather than thinking through the lens of your own uncertainty or pressure, taking that and turning around and focusing on the people that you're serving, how can you help them? How can you elevate them? I think you're the first one that has ever answered that question in that way. I've asked that question in various forms on the shows that I do, the other shows, and wow, Diane, like you just like captured my heart right there. I'm like,
Oh, thank you.
like it makes me mindful because for me, I think through the lens of where's my ego getting in the way, and but I hadn't thought of it due to the neuroscience work that I do in terms of, the tools I use when I'm facing uncertainty or pressure. So I'm very impacted by that. Um,
Oh, thank you.
uh, I want to ask also, how has your understanding of abundance shaped the way you lead, create, and serve?
Well, I definitely come from a place of abundance because if you're leading from scarcity, then you're running in fear.
Yeah,
So even when there may not be abundance of something, I try and manifest the abundance in my mind because then it takes me out of that scarcity fear mindset and
yeah,
I can think a little bit clearer. I can be a little bit more strategic,
yeah,
but I also come from the place that it's important to build wealth. Cash flow comes and goes.
yeah,
As money goes out, money will come in. And when I started to get into that mindset, it
yeah,
changed everything for me for business because I used to be watching every single dollar to going, oh my gosh, we can't spend that because that's $20 and I only have 19,
yeah,
right? As opposed to leveraging it and figuring out how I could turn 19 maybe into 39 and make it work. And I don't need that money for wealth because that's cash flow. It comes and goes. I pull out, my dad taught me that early, pay yourself first.
yeah,
So I pull out what I'm saving for wealth, what I'm saving for growth, or what I need to save for the rainy day. And then the rest of it can just go because what am I saving it for?
right.
I've already saved, and then it's cash flow. It's meant to be spent. It's meant to come and go. And that's thinking in that abundance. And when I started thinking in that, I started creating more money around me.
Yeah.
It just started being there. I don't know exactly how it happened, but it did.
I love that. It's actually a principle of wealth, of universal laws of wealth. And it's so important because I can totally relate to being in that place where, oh no, I don't have the liquidity right now. I don't have the cash flow. And it is meant to come and go. It's meant to move. It's energy. And if we're hoarding, then we're in a different form of scarcity,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
is so powerful, and it's really funny the way the magic, the miracles open up. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's like it starts to show up, and that gets exciting. Um, What is one mindset habit or shift that you do daily that you'd like to share?
Well, I definitely have a morning routine that I go through. And it depends on what I kind of need that day. I don't get stuck into a routine that I can't break out of. Some days I need to listen to music. Some days I might need to listen to a little inspiration and I turn on a podcast. Sometimes I let the music flow and I'm dancing in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm watching something to make me laugh. If the world is feeling a little heavy or something like that, I might go to something light that takes me out of the heaviness. So, the morning routine is there's always kind of something that fills my brain, whether I'm looking for inspiration, I'm looking for energy, I'm looking for a little laughter and fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to do a little bit of research, right? I want to be prepared and prepped. I believe in being the prepared, that's the tools from the arts, the prepared performer, right? One of my friends, Molly Mahoney, that is her name, the prepared performer. But I truly believe in that, right? That
Yeah.
you have to prep and do that. So if I'm speaking that day, then first comes the music to get my mind in the right way, and then I will look over what I'm talking about so I can feed myself with a little bit of energy, and then I'll go back to the music because I need to get my energy up. So that would be my morning routine on that day. Or it just depends on where I'm at. So it's always I fill my head and my heart with something to get moving and going in where I need to be.
I love that. I love that. Whether you're looking, what do you say, inspiration, energy, comedy,
Yeah.
research for preparation. Wow. I'm like, you know, um, I think it's great to be dynamic and have that variety depending on where you're at and what your day's going to be. Do you set an intention for your day?
I don't know that I intentionally set like a deliberate, like that's part of my routine, but I do talk to myself. I believe in mirror work. And, if I need to pump myself up a little bit and, stand a little taller, I'll talk to myself and say, you're doing good. It's okay. You
I
may
like
have
that.
stumbled a little bit,
Yeah.
so it's okay. I can look myself in the eye and say, you got this. It's, you're going to do what you need to do, or it'll be okay. Or sometimes I can look at myself and say, it's okay to be sad,
Yeah.
and I do feel heavy about certain things. And sometimes I might need to pound on the counter. Sometimes I might need to scream in my pillow. And I do those things. I let the energy out so it
Yeah.
doesn't fester inside.
Powerful, right. And as we wrap up, what's one tip that you would leave all of us in terms of up-leveling ourselves and becoming more abundant in this world? And tell us where we can reach out to you too.
Well, I always say trust yourself, pack your own parachute because as you start to fill the coins in your own confidence bank and you know that you've got yourself, then you can trust that you're going to do it. And the best way to start trusting yourself is to follow through on the things that you say to yourself. If you tell yourself, I'm going to make that phone call today, make the phone call today.
Let's start
If
a
you're going
YouTube channel.
you start the YouTube channel. Now, I mean, and it's true. How much more confident you're a week into this, you've had at least two or three interviews, right?
Right.
Where's your confidence? The confidence comes from the action,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So now you're much more confident in it than you were when you're like, well, I kind of want to do this thing, but then
yeah,
someone pushed you, and then you took the first step and you asked for the first interview, and now it's like, I've got this,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
What was I waiting for, right? I got this. And so sometimes you got to tell yourself those things, right?
And you
It's
start
great.
to trust yourself, you
Yeah,
start to, when you follow through with your own internal promises, then you like, hey, yeah, I do got this. I trust me.
that's right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's it. You've now gone around that from, trust, momentum, confidence to now you're doing the thing. And now it keeps going. It gets easier. And it just becomes this like, 3 weeks ago, you didn't have time to do this. And
Yeah.
now it's part of your world.
It's a part of
So,
my world because of you,
right.
baby.
It's
I mean,
taking the first step. You don't know how, you don't know why. You just knew you wanted a YouTube channel. So the first thing was, to get yourself to do it, you said, "Hey, you raised your hand. What's one thing I want to do?" And you spoke it out loud. You breathed life and right into it, and now you're doing it. And so that's what I would say is trust yourself, do the thing, start before you're ready, and just take that first step, and the
yeah.
how starts to reveal itself along the way. And I love to connect with anyone who's out there. So, just please connect, say hi. You can
Where's the
find
best place
me
to reach you? Yeah.
at Diane Strand is a great place to reach me, or the hashtag JDS family. You can find anything JDS or Diane Strand through that
On all the socials, right?
on all the socials.
Specials. And because of this beautiful woman right here, I am going to be interviewed live by Justin Guarini, former American Idol days, and he partners now with the beautiful Kim Walsh Phillips. And thank you, Diane. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I look forward to all the great success from this.
I appreciate it.